halfway. 2/3, 2/3. Might be able to bump it. Traveling okay. Just chip it, just chip it. Gotta keep going.
Look at Deuce.
Yeah, we were thinking 13 and a half. I think you gotta feel more than 14. I think it's gotta feel more than 13 or 14. Yeah. And you can get away with 13, I think. Good throw, bud.
Get room on that, guys. Not lose it.
That's a good spot. T-line, boys. Let's go, Deuce. You gotta clean it. Really? Weight's good. Weight's good.
Like to go almost. Yep, yep.
You sure?
No, I'm not. Oh. Okay, clean it.
Nope, we're not bouncing big.
We're there. We're moving at 6 inches.
Yeah, no, for sure. Great shot, bud.
No idea if it was good weight.
I had no idea too. Yeah, and that was back 12, right? Yeah, really, yeah. Yeah. Nice throw there, Deucey. So that was 13-9, but you were probably like back 12-ish, like back 12. To give you a sense of that. I just really wanted to keep a brush down. I didn't know. Braden's like, you think so? I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Attaboy, Deucey.
Great shot.
Yeah. Yeah. Hack.
I think I need a heavy hack to be good here. I think I gotta finish the throw. I agree.
Close. Close. Hard, boss. Go, 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 go.
Good sweeping, boys. Thanks. A little thinner.
My first thought was the guard.
We are, that's huge. We gotta move it eventually here.
Well, and if he guards it, the corner 3 to 6 flat
was thinking we could wait one more, but I'm good. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, good idea. 14-5, finish the throw. I think 14-5, you good at that? Top button, boys. Let's make this one. It's a little tight. No line's good. Room! Room! It's close. Gotta go! Gotta go! Good job, boys. That's pretty good. Wouldn't want to chop off. No, it's a good shot. That was 14-1, no sweep, right? I think that'll be a nice little work in there. This is a good one to get a time or two. They're going top 8. That's very true, yeah. Yep. It's great for us. I agree. I agree. Yeah, he'd lie 1, right? Love that. Yeah, love it. Let's go, bud. Soft hack! 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 Tack! Tack weight. Yep. Hard deuce. Great shot. Spin in there. Great shot. Attaboy. Nice shot. Yeah, I don't know. That's where you ended up? I guess you were maybe hack on your own. We didn't do a lot of sweeping. Yeah, pretty nice. $15-8. Top button or top 4? I agree. That'll really make him
Where is
hurt.
that? Top 4, top 8?
14-5, boys? A little different, but it will be close. I agree. I think so. Finish the throw and you're good. The pinch slide.
Top 12!
Nope. Okay. Clean it. Yep, you're right. You gotta go, Deucey.
Top 12.
Okay, we're top 8. Top 8. That's a nice spot, I think. Great shot. Attaboy. Nice shot. Yeah. Spin, spin, curl. Didn't go in there. Good throw. What's that? Yeah, we can go, but I mean, yeah. So I don't think anyone's expecting that not to curl enough, right? Yeah. That now, the run. Whatever, just try to stick it there. If you open her up, it's not the end of the world. And then you got the 2 shots. Yep, you got her, Maddie. Let's go get her, bud. 3/4. Go get her. Yep.
Get normal. Hard normal.
Go, 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 go.
Fast. Okay.
Nope. Good shot. You got that red enough, you think?
Yeah, you got that.
Yep. Atta boy. Shoot. A little in off for 2. Hopefully. It does have 2 shots, luckily, eh? And if they draw one in here, we're going to have a bigger window. So he's going to guard that. We'll play a little back line pass, you think? Some reasonable to make, I think, here. He's in there. Do a little pack in there. Touch it, we're probably okay too. Should know it pretty good, luckily. that's actually tough. Maybe the in-offs to play. Whatever the boss wants. I think that's easier, isn't it? Yeah. It's a little high with.
Might catch that back hill.
Well, I think it's almost edge.
You're missing like maybe a half an inch, like it's almost edge.
I think that's the easiest shot, I think. You go, Maddie. Take it. Love it. Go get it.
No, that's fine. Maybe a millimeter more? Then that'd be quite neat.
Just not quite.
And that was normal there, or was that heavy? Or heavy? It ended up being
Yep.
little quiet. Yep. Little quiet.
Up on Maddie. Yep. Good end.
No worries, buddy.
Good throw, Maddie.
At IG Wealth Management, we are focused on comprehensive financial planning, and investments are a critical component. Our goal is to maximize risk-adjusted returns for our clients over the long term. We strive to select the world's best asset managers to actively manage our funds, optimize diversification, and integrate sustainable investing principles. Our clients are increasingly seeking investment solutions that align with their values and long-term goals without sacrificing returns. Investing sustainably helps us achieve this. We define sustainable investing as an investment approach that combines environmental, social, and governance factors with traditional financial analysis and active ownership. Our approach is grounded in a disciplined asset manager selection and monitoring process. We only employ asset managers who share our 5 guiding principles. As active owners, our asset managers encourage companies to improve their ESG performance. Assessing material ESG factors isn't just the right thing to do for the world around us, it also makes good investment sense because it considers which companies are less risky and best positioned to grow. For example, we can avoid companies with negative environmental risks while favoring those bringing a positive impact. When assessing social factors, companies that treat their employees, communities, and supply chain partners well typically perform better. Companies with transparent policies, diverse boards, and greater accountability tend to demonstrate good governance and better decision-making. Sustainable investing also doesn't mean sacrificing returns. In fact, companies with strong ESG practices have either met or outperformed traditional investments. In partnering with world-leading asset managers, we will continue to provide exclusive investment solutions to our clients. Our continuous oversight process provides the peace of mind, knowing that as your life evolves and markets shift, your IG Wealth Management consultant can proactively rebalance your portfolio. By investing sustainably, we remain committed to driving positive change in your wealth and the world, now and for future generations. For more information, please speak with your IG Wealth Management consultant.
That's good.
Oh boy.
Great spot.
Attaboy, deuce. Beauty, bud. Nice shot there, deuce. Beauty, bud.
Line's good. Little tight. Line's good. Line's great. Line's great.
Attaboy.
Doesn't need finish. No. Great rock, Glenn. Attaboy.
Alrighty. We figure just come around her. Love it.
16-2.
Yep.
Good.
Just line.
Line only.
Okay, line hair tight.
Hard.
Back 12.
Whoa. It looks through.
Yeah, I think so. Oh.
Okay, Deuce.
Sit down, baby. Sit down. Hey, Deucey.
High.
Tough one, bud.
You go in. It's a really short run. You could do something like this and keep this fully open. Tight.
A little soft.
Line's
with that
good. Line's good.
one. All right.
Line's great.
Make that smooth weight run
Line's perfect.
and go after that.
Off then.
It's a little heavy. Does that matter? Do you
Off
want to
then.
freeze? Just kind of just. I think so. Just.
13-8.
I agree.
Freeze this for now.
Yeah, I'm too. It's
Pretty easy double peel anywhere we roll with it.
Yeah, I know, but this is just gonna force us, which is fine, I guess.
Make this once.
Yep. Okay, so where am I here? 14, 5, 15. Finish the throw.
Play the weight. Okay, you got room. Line's real good. Line's perfect for the shot. Clean. Yep. Where are we? Clean. Yep. All the way now. All the way.
Gotta go, boys.
All the way. Hard, come on, you can't stop.
Hard, boys. Gotta go,
Can't
gotta
stop.
go, gotta go, gotta
Can't
go, gotta
stop.
go. Good Russian.
It's good, Kurt. Shot. 48.
Better. 14, 8, so yeah, 14, 5,
Top 8.
No, I think that was like, when we play our draw, I don't think it'll ever be that quick, eh? That was, should be on virtually the same line, a little tighter, I guess. Yeah, that might be better for a deuce, like. Like they'll be, I agree. Just hang in there for a bit here. You're right, I could play hack and roll behind the corner. If I hit a third of a rock, I'm probably in
Line's
the
great.
range, aren't I?
Tight. Tight, tight, tight. Gotta go.
And we could do it that way.
Gotta go.
Tight.
Off. Glenn. 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 Glenn, 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 Glenn.
I think we should, shouldn't we? He's got the run, he opened her up, but. You calling the back one there?
It's a pretty big cutter. It's a pretty big
We
cutter.
can't go here. It just makes that easier.
Is this really tough?
Which one?
15.
Like what? Third?
Like that need to move halfway down the sheet, okay?
That ran completely
pretty
different.
tough to
Like, I would
stick.
call that. Yeah.
I do think it's probably
Go back, 4.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it either picked or that's a bigger cutter than conceived.
Like, I mean, they're not being precise.
Go
If
right
I
to the
make-
lid.
You okay with that, Brady? Yep. And I got a good sense of this. And I don't
This is
think
kind of
they
the
do.
only thing I'm seeing right now.
Yep. Right on the button.
Yep.
Okay, boys.
Yeah, no.
Same weight. Yep. So.
Back to it's fine. Line's good.
His hair more mossed.
Bit wider path. Widest path we've been.
Line's good, but it's going to be heavy, I think.
Whoa, guys, it's really going. Okay, just leave it as high as we can.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Sit. It's a good shot. Nice shot.
Shoot, sorry, boys. Yeah. It was the right line. It was just, I had to be. Yeah, yeah.
That's very similar.
I think it's kind of what we intended
Plant
to
that
do.
right there.
We need to be a little wider to make it, and it's just,
I think that's your best bet.
yeah. Yeah, no, I got a good sense of it. Just, it's not bad, really. Might
Yeah,
be
just dead stuff it right there.
one of the better spots, actually.
Firm. Half is good.
I agree. I said you never know, it might be better than what we were trying, you know. They're shutting us down pretty good there.
Hard. Hard. Gotta go. Hard.
Held that straight. Did he
Clean.
burn it?
Great shot.
Did you burn that, Glenn?
Same shot.
All right, bud.
Think you want to almost make a pocket back here.
You got a sense of what you need? Let's go get her.
Good.
Okay.
Same line as Kurt.
We're T-line. Stay down.
Line's real good.
Not heavy. T-line.
Yep.
Back four. Back four.
We're a little heavy yet. Getting
Always
close.
deuce. Right to here, guys. Go ahead.
We're a little deeper than that.
Whoa.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
I think that's a good spot.
Good shot.
Good spot.
Can you get to the inside?
Nice shot.
You can. It's really good. Yeah. I guess you honestly, the draw's the better shot. Draw's the better shot.
Like, it's pretty good. Like, we're second. It's
Yeah.
like, I think it was just where we need to be on the tolerance, but good throw, buddy. I think it's pretty good. They're not too precise right now.
Just
It's not
like
a given.
T-line.
Yeah. Yeah, you got a good idea what you need. I could just clean it a little more.
Line's good. Line's great. Line's tight. Line's great. Whoa. Whoa, off then. Close. Whoa. Try not to bump it. Off, 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 off. Off, 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 off. You don't want to touch it. Great shot.
Just to it, bounce it a bit.
Good. 14-3.
What? Same weight.
Yeah, that's a better shot.
Same weight,
because
Moss.
now, like if
Give
you
you
move it,
roomless.
right, then as soon as you run something in.
Yeah, just give it a little bounce.
Clean.
T-line.
Yep.
Back 4.
Line's good. Row.
T-line.
More than T-line, Deuce.
Back 8.
Whoa. Whoa.
Not
clean.
too heavy. Back
Clean.
4.
Whoa.
That's
Back
back 8.
4.
Whoa. Catch.
Back 8. Back 4.
Catch.
Yeah.
And a shot.
It's not bad.
Throw him off.
Here 1-2.
Ah, you threw it good.
So I think this one you do want to move it. And just, yeah, like probably back 12, back 8. Just kind of elbow off of it.
Yeah, I mean, you could just freeze again. It's a little bit hard place. Like you gotta
Yeah,
get
the
one,
issue
like,
with the
every-
freeze though is on order, like I'm probably sticking half out, right?
Yeah.
And
That's
he
true.
just booms. So
Yeah,
I
well,
think
then-
it's
then you're
like
freezing. It's a force.
Yeah.
true.
It is. You do have to get the line just right there, 'cause that's
Yeah,
very good.
absolutely. I think it's that. It's a little elbow shot.
Okay, so we can blast something too.
Yeah, like back 12, honestly. This is gonna run a lot straighter than the other ones with the extra weight.
Yeah. At 14-2 on that. Right around the same. But swept to the spot.
If you're just T-line, I think you'll. I
Like
agree.
back 12, back line, and just elbow off that thing. You think that's close for Broom? It looks like not much ice, but it's gonna run a lot straighter with the extra weight. Are we keening up here at all?
So then I can rip that across.
Okay.
Or inside this.
Yeah, I'll try to give you about back 8, back 12 out of my hand.
No, it's not busting.
Yep! Yes! Hard!
Good.
Hard! Hard! You got it! Hard! 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 Whoa, whoa!
You gotta run that yellow, I guess, eh? Fuck me.
Really good.
Well, you can do that.
Perfect.
I think the corner makes sense.
You couldn't put in a better spot.
Does it get it under the 3?
Well, I think so.
Just the difference in weight. If I'm light, we have an issue, but
Has to. And we got to move this around anyways. I agree. Build on the run anyways. Like, and nothing in here is good for him because then it opens if we have a run down there.
You got the 2 on tires.
Yeah. This is like here with a bomb, right?
Half a rock.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I think just because it's there.
Yeah.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, we are higher.
Go roundabout here.
Definitely higher. Like we're almost going right into the crotch of it. Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah, that's right.
As well as Brad Jacobs.
That's good.
That's right.
It almost goes right into the crotch of it too.
Here you go, Matty. What do you want to hit?
Half rock.
Go get her, buddy. Take your time.
Kind of weight's coming out of these guys' hands now. It's been a really interesting weekend to watch how they have included a varying amount of weights in their shots, soft weight shots, and even on shots you'd expect to throw big weight on. This one's coming.
Yeah, I heard them say half a rock.
Shot. Good boy. Beauty.
I think that's really good, eh?
Yeah, it's really good. Atta boy. Great shot.
yeah. And like, here's your miss.
I'm not sure getting shot mattered a whole bunch. They just picked that out as you can get out of the 4 foot. Great shot, Matty. Atta boy. Beauty.
Like, I mean, I guess that's like, but here it's only a force, right? If I do get right to there.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, really similar path to mine.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think so.
Nice toss, Matty.
Like, obviously the miss is light, but there's really close. If you can get frozen to the nose,
Karsten Sturmay up 1-0 over Team Dunstone.
Position B is about like biting top forefoot and kind of cornered on the top. Okay.
And this is Karsten Sturmay's last stone of the second end, throwing the yellow stones.
We play the same run, I think.
I'm joined by Jerry Gertz, the stats man himself, for this broadcast.
Thanks, Jason. It's great to be here and a lot of fun to introduce Curling Stadium to the world this weekend.
Yeah, we'll talk a lot more about that as we get through the broadcast, but let's take a look here. The final stone without last stone for Karsten Sturmay. Trying to lock one, either corner freezing the red stone that's in the top four, or maybe just freezing right into the pocket on the button.
Line's green, get it there. Hard boys, hard, hard boys, hard, 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 hard boys, hard, hard.
And they get that right onto the button.
That is
Pretty
a
much
heck of a shot. Now, it looks like if Dunstone can run that yellow back, it looks like he's calling here.
Yeah, I don't think this will
I
move
think
my
that
needle.
is the shot.
It's for one.
Yeah.
Heck of a force here at a minimum for Karsten
Millimeter high.
Yeah, you got her, Matty. Go get her, bud.
And still a chance to steal here, depending on where this hits. This is no gimme here for Dunstone, but you know we seem to feel like it is.
Well, the last couple of seasons, Matt Dunstone seems to have made almost every shot,
Millimeter high, but commit to it.
culminating into 2 Brier bronze medals.
Yeah, the sheriff, as they call him. The sheriff usually gets his man.
Well, let's see if he's on target here. Last stone in the second end, down by 1. Matt Dunstone trying to run a yellow guard back onto his red stone. See if he can get shot stone.
Hard deuce, you got a good one.
It's close. Yellow onto red. Gets one of the yellows to go, but it looks like it's still one yellow for Team Sturmay.
Nice shot, Matty.
Great shot there by Karsten to wrap that up.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel. Because we're everywhere. Keeping you connected. To your family and friends. To your history and culture. To those traditions that make us who we are. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. Because we're dedicated to our home.
Planning a solid financial future is more complex than ever, leaving us to navigate our way with what-if questions.
What if we sold the house in the city and moved up here?
What if the market drops?
Or what if we outlive our savings?
Imagine a holistic plan that allows you to consider and adjust for every possible scenario. At IG Wealth Management, we call this the living plan. Does your plan answer all your what-if questions? Introducing the next generation of financial planning.
That's right.
This is getting good, this setup. All right, so I got to rename some sheets and do a few things as we go too. So I've got the game up. I'll keep going with you. I'm just going to try and put a little bit more.
there, Ducey. Ducey.
Probably go 2 here, I think. I think throw a high one on that one.
Well, we're back at the third end of this B-side final match. Team Sturmay, they stole 1 in the first, 1 in the second, so they do lead 2-0 after 2 ends of play. Team Dunstone still having last stone.
Room now. Line's good then. Room now. Then. Line's good then. Line's good. Tristan's rock. Line's good. Rock. Gotta finish this guy. Tristan's rock. Gotta finish this guy.
Imagine that Matt Dunstone here will be putting up corner guards to try to get some offense going. They've had a couple of nice ends set up in the first and the second.
Good shot, Glenn. Good
I
shot,
like that. I like
But
that
a couple of good shots from Karsten Sturmay. Capped off the end.
14,
Yeah, boys.
16.
Okay.
And we're seeing a second corner guard being asked.
Good line.
For the Dunstone lead, Dustin Kidby.
Good line.
Just make sure.
They're going with the same side corner guards.
Quite halfway.
No, line's good.
We're not quite halfway.
Clean.
Halfway.
Whoa. It's got to stop.
They want one high, one a little bit tighter. They've got the tight one there already. There's the high one.
Well done, buddy.
And with the 5 rock free guard zone rule, can't feel those guards yet.
You want it on this side of the line, Kay?
Great job. Great job. Great job.
Team Sturmay, their lead is Glenn Venance. Chris Kennedy now throwing the second stone here. Tristan Steinke is the third, and of course Karsten Sturmay, the skipper himself. This team out of Alberta, they've been knocking on the door at the Alberta Championships, the Boston Pacific Cup for the last few years. Of course, having some trouble getting through Kevin Cooey and Brendan Botcher.
Line's good now.
Such a tough province to get out of.
Line's good now.
Yeah, that's really the thing when you see a lot of these younger Alberta teams that fans across the country probably don't know much about, but that's really the biggest challenge. Is you don't get to see them on the big stage a lot of times until they get a few years older, like Kevin Cooey.
Well, with this technology now, Jerry, like Curling Stadium, fans can follow their favorite teams every single draw.
And that's absolutely the vision that I've got for this, that we figure out how to give teams a platform to go out and promote themselves. If teams can now show every game, that changes the dynamic of how we watch our sports. Like when you think about the coverage that TSN and Sportsnet gives curling, we are a professional sport. It puts us on that platform with all the major pro sports, with the amount of airtime that we get. And our sport gets that, but the problem is teams cannot build a fan base off of that. You cannot be a fan of Kevin Cooey. Well, you can of Cooey now. But you can't be a fan of an average curling team. The same.
Solid close. Solid close.
Through junior hockey, through all levels across Canada, when you think about the way that sport is marketed, curling is very much in line the same. So now Cooey does stream with their own stream, utilizing our technology this weekend. If teams can go out and show all their games, they can build a fan base like the same way, much like Broncos do, Junior B, Junior C, even since the arenas and stuff. So curling teams can do the same thing, and that's what we want to empower them to do. Teams like Karsten Sturmay, who don't get exposure now have that opportunity.
Yeah, for a team like Sturmay, one of the top ranked in Alberta, one of the top ranked teams in the world, actually, number 26, doesn't get any coverage on TV very much because, of course, they're not making it to the Briar with Brendan Botcher and Cooey out of Alberta. They're not quite there at the slam level yet. This is a great platform for them to be able to show their games, showcase their sponsors, and of course the fans getting access. Last spring, quite a lot of debate around Briar and the spotty. The
Inside Curling podcast, through some stuff into the fire, the idea around how the Briar is broken. And there are pieces of it that I believe that are true. And the key one, and I think this that we need to fix. That doesn't mean change the Briar to fix. It's that we need to identify the problem. It's teams like Karsten Sturmay, Tanner Horgan, Tyler Tardy, who are not quite good enough to get on TV, to go out and get sponsorship money, to actually be able to pay for their development. These teams are also caught in the funding problem with Curling Canada. Like when you look at Dunstone, for example, his last year of junior, he went to the World Championship. Final four were Corey Dropkin, Bruce Mowat, Yannick Schwaller, and Dunstone. The other three have been funded continuously since out of juniors by their national teams. They've continued to develop, and now they're all on the fringes of the top 10 in the world. When you look at Dunstone, he really got very little in funding from the association. He's had to do it by himself. And I understand that you got to go out and earn it. You got to go out and earn it. When you're not developing your young talent, you're not going to have these players, and this is the problem you have with being the oldest in the world, the oldest in the world. By the time these teams break through, they're in their 30s. They're in their 30s and 40s. And from Curling Canada's perspective, they have to fund their best. They have to fund their best team. So you can't throw a bunch of money at a young phenom, because then that's being you're picking your favorite. And so they fund the winner. Briar winner, the Scotties winner, team, the Olympic team, they get national team funding. Whereas around the world, the young teams coming up tend to get that kind of funding. They get the opportunity. A team like Karsten Sturmay has to do this. There is nobody giving them unless University of Alberta is putting something into them. And that is not a way. That is not a way you develop your young athletes. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. From Curling Canada's perspective, they can't just start throwing money at these teams either. Their resources are finite. They need to invest in their best. And that's where Dunstone's rant was really all about last year. His frustration around this and the difference between is that for Dunstone, they need eyeballs on their backs, and they can do it. And they did. But they're one of the very few who were good enough immediately out of juniors to be able to do it.
And over the years, Jerry, I think you've seen a lot of juniors stop curling because it was too difficult to make it onto the big stage in Canada without the funding, because they couldn't recognize this as a big game changer in terms of getting more sponsored dollars for the teams.
Absolutely. These teams, it's the chicken and the egg, right? You need TV to go to sponsors and say, hey, we're going to be on TV, but you need to have guarantees you're going to be on TV to do the same thing. And the Sturmays of the world are the ones who there is no guarantee. They might get on TV once or twice this season in a big game, but they have no idea when or how, and they can't go to their sponsors at the beginning of the season and say that that's going to be true. And now when they get the game, it's too late to sell a sponsor just for that game. The elite teams, the best teams like the Dunstones of the world, they go to their sponsors and they say, hey, we're going to be on TV about this much time. And it's usually pretty close to that. And now you have that guarantee. And when you look at where the game is now, if you go back 10, 15 years with the Grand Slams, the men's slams were 18 teams. The world teams were not coming to the same degree they were now. And so the Sturmays of the world actually would get a handful of TV games at the slams if they got into the playoffs. And so even that opportunity used to be better. Now the slams are 15 teams, and the world now knows them as their training ground. I think there's probably only 4 or 5 Canadian teams that are going to qualify for most women's slams this year.
Yeah, the world's caught up, so less spots for Canadian teams as well. We are heading down to the skip stones here. of the third end. Team Dunstone made a nice draw into the top of the four. Karsten Sturmay looking for a run back. Drives it by, and now an opportunity for Matt Dunstone to maybe set up the deuce.
So for these young Canadian teams, things are worse off than they were, much worse off than they were, I'd say, 10 years ago. Because you could still get in and play on the ice in the slams and get that opportunity. And now with the world catching up, it's both an opportunity for curling as a sport, because Canada is the training ground for the world. And if we do this right, we can keep these events strong with international interest and entries forever. But at the same time, then, these younger teams need a pathway at the same time, too.
Yeah, creating that pathway for the younger teams is key to developing the sport and keeping it vibrant going forward. You talked about the slams now. On the men's side, half the teams are from out of Canada. On the women's side, the majority of teams are now from out of Canada. That's great for the sport to be growing the game worldwide. There's certainly more potential for dollars and coverage and so forth, but it also creates some challenges for our younger curlers in Canada.
Yeah, we just need to make sure that, the opportunity is to do the same thing as there too. Because as those events grow and build, we can build the infrastructure below that too. We don't need to be Sportsnet and TSN in their coverage. We just need to be good enough.
And with technology these days, these high-definition pan-tilt zoom cameras, we can do that with a pretty skeleton crew. Jerry, you with six laptop screens. That's all we need, right?
Well, we do have we do have some help and support here. This is our sort of a big test weekend for us as we're trying some things, and I'm sure as people have been following and watching along, we've had a few hiccups here and there as we've pushed some of our technology and tried some things and be like, well, that's not the right way, or that's not the way we should be doing this, things like that, and doing a ton of learning. It's been a lot of fun to see where this has gone, and the people behind the scenes. John Benton has been big. James Gordon and Rory McCusker are on site, and we've got a few other people working remotely, but that's basically the crux of how we get this going. The whole idea is we want to limit the amount of people we need to be on site to show every sheet.
And also a shout out to Jed Brundage's team for helping do some transport of equipment. Karsten Sturmay now, last stone in the third end for him. He doesn't have a last stone advantage. Dunstone sitting 2 in the rings. Looking for a hit and roll. Try to sit in front of the other red stone. Rolls a little bit too far, I think. Team Dunstone now opportunity to draw for 2 and tie the game.
Yep, that's the type of shot that is sort of you need to make. Put the screws on your opponent here. Good pressure shot there. He'll take a lot out of that, and I'm impressed by this Sturmay team thus far.
Well, Karsten's played a couple of nice shots in the first and second end to generate those steals. Coming out of the U Alberta program, Jerry, we know that's been a really solid program developing young curlers out of Alberta.
Yeah, it's one of the, I believe Kitchener-Waterloo has a curling program as well with their university. But University of Alberta has an extensive program where they run both I guess it's the varsity team and a junior team. And we see these teams traveling and playing. Brendan Botcher and his team came through that system as well, minus Darren. Karsten Sturmay's team was sort of the follow-up team behind Botcher. They would have been the junior team when Botcher was the varsity team, maybe, depending on when the crossover was. And then now the same thing continues with that program. Serena Gray-Withers and I think Johnson Tao is skipping the men's program there. Rob Krebs has really built something pretty good and awesome for our sport as well too. You're a young athlete.
Well, the sweeper's hard on it, and it looks like they're going to get this there for 2. And it is 2 for Team Dunstone. They tie this game up in the third end. 2-2 after 3 ends of play.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit SaskTel.com/sponsorships.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games, and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward, where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game. We want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and in its time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Good boy. Good boy.
Room. Oh, no. Are we in?
Well, the score is 2-2 between Team Dunstone and Team Sturmay here at the IG Wealth Management Western Shootout. This is a B-side final game, winner through to the quarterfinals.
15.
I'm joined by Jerry Gertz, the stats man. My name is Jason Chang.
I think so. Where do you like hitting?
I think we just hang in there.
Interesting play there from Team Sturmay. They go into the rings. Was that called in the rings?
Yeah, this appears to be, I like this tactic as a way to keep the spread. It's a defense of the double guard because Dunstone loves to throw the double centers. And for Sturmay to go to the wing now, that prevents the double center from going up.
Well, at least not without some risk.
Yeah, well,
you're going to be leaving the open stone if you go the double center, right? So Team Dunstone electing to play the hit. And now the play is away from the middle because
risk. Yeah, it's away from. That's exactly what Sturmay wanted, right? Like the whole theory behind when you look at the 5-rock rule is that in order to score 2, you need to keep the rings open and give yourself as much real estate to work with. And so if you don't have hammer, the opposite is true. You need to close down the scoring area and try and get the play into as small of a space as possible. And so that's where now for Sturmay, he succeeded in making sure that the forefoot is not going to be a giant mess. It still may be a mess by the time we get there, but by going to the wing here, and now look at this shot. This is the beauty behind this shot is that now he's got a stone he's frozen to, and Dunstone's just going to have to kind of make a play on this. It's going to take a good shot to not, kill everything, and Sturmay steps up, fields the center guard, and kicks the hammer to the next end.
Right, and even if Dunstone makes this shot, everything's behind the tee line as well.
Absolutely, and those are friendly stones to Team Sturmay, where now Sturmay could potentially go around the center. But the call I like even better than going around that center guard is why not hit it and roll to a corner? And now all of a sudden you're in a position where as Team Sturmay, you've got a corner guard and 2 stones behind the tee line, and Dunstone is not going to steal. Right? He's not going to steal the
Yeah, that stone pick, they gave up on it pretty early. Kirk Myers throwing the second stones for Team Dunstone. Whatever the case may be.
Solid close. Solid close.
All right, well, figure it out.
Sure, you just
Risk by ignoring the one on the side, right? I think the risk is actually hitting the one on the side, and now for Dunstone, you get into a scenario where it starts to look like this.
Oh, absolutely.
And so I think the double center is actually sort of required when they go to the wing. That's the defense of the winger. Because if the winger is to stop you from throwing the center guard, you throw another one up there, then you do force the team around the middle. They go around the middle. If you get if you start positioning freezes and draws around the middle, the one on the outside will never come into play.
You still gotta go. You still gotta curl a bit.
It's a really interesting, little chess game that you have going on with the 5-rock rule now.
Yep, both of you. Yep.
Great throw. Really nice. Really nice.
Nose that in.
You get this around partially buried.
So now again, as the hammer team, that's actually the perfect spot to be. Because if you fully bury, now Dunstone freezes to you, and you actually kind of force yourself into being congested in the 4-foot. By drawing around and showing most of that stone, Dunstone can't ignore it. The other scenario, like let's say Dunstone goes, or this one came top 8, at fully buried, Dunstone could go around it and use it as a double guard.
With the amount of curl in the ice, absolutely. Stones at the top of the rings can be guards.
So we look at that stone and say, hey, that's not fully buried. It's not so good, but that's perfect. Because Dunstone is now having to do something like this. And even if Dunstone makes the perfect shot,
which he pretty much did,
Sturmay can dig this out with halfway. If Sturmay had fully buried and Dunstone froze to it, now it's a much more complicated spacing in the middle. So, really interesting back and forth here. Sturmay is playing the perfect hammer end here right now.
Yeah, he's got it fairly open. There's just the one guard, but there's enough curl in the ice to make quiet taps and quiet takeouts. And as you say, maybe the best play would have been for Dunstone to play that second guard, that double center guard.
Yes! Whoa! Yes! Glenn!
Great shot. That's a great shot. Really nice. Really nice.
Easy.
Nose isn't bad either.
Good shooting.
Hits and 6 right there.
I think we gotta make this under.
Still sitting first and second, I believe.
I just knew it was going to curl. That's all.
Jerry, we've got a few other B-side final matches on the ice. Colton Flash, Sohyuk Kim, they're tied at 2 after a couple ends of play. Pat Simmons and Yuta Matsumura also battling on the B-side final. They're tied at 1.
And of course, most of the time when you're broadcasting on TV, you don't want to tell people this, but you could go watch any of those games, and we certainly don't mind.
That's right. Every single sheet being streamed this weekend.
The easiest way to find it right now, and probably the timeliest way, is just to go to youtube.com/curlingzone or search for Curling Zone, one word, on YouTube. We're working on a system to link these games right into our scoreboard, but depending on timing, sometimes it takes a few moments to get up and stuff. So, like in everything. So if you go to curlingzone.com, that little play button that's inside the scoreboard, that'll take you to the games around the world.
And I know we have been seeing lots of folks watching around the world and enjoying this feed that's being provided through to the curling stadium where the battle is on. Team Dunstone, Team Sturmay here in the 4th end.
Trip this double.
Team Sturmay hits and rolls to the side.
3/4. 10-6, good weight.
Just jumping into the comments to see where people are saying, where people are watching from. Thank everybody for your patience as we work through all the gremlins. And I think there was a great comment I just read here. Repetition is the mother of all learning. Thank you, Mickey Anderson. Yeah, that is really what we're at here with Curling Stadium and putting these broadcasts together, is figuring out how to get this going. And, it's been exciting so far.
And of course, if you like the coverage that we're providing and want to see more, share it with your friends. Like, share, tweet, retweet.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel for sure. We've up over 1,000 subscribers since we started this weekend, and if you subscribe, it'll let you know when we're streaming. So jump in and help us out. And every subscription, every like, every share, those things are hugely valuable to us. So I know it doesn't cost you anything, and if I know I have people asking to support us and what they can do, that alone is massive.
Or is it 15? Or is it 15? Same way to give us last. Same way to give us last. Your choice. Okay, let's give them a number. I agree. 14.75.
Fight the 4A. Fight the 4A.
Yeah, we think so. We think so. 15 will be enough, but aim for high 14. I honestly don't know. It looks close. I don't know. What do you think, Deuce? I think you finish that throw. Just like you do, and you're good.
High 14.
Let's go make her, boys.
Just nibble the 4.
You got it.
I know all the years are going to mix together in my brain right now, but his win in North Bay there, his interview with Joan McCusker, and in tears.
That was such an emotional interview, and how much that breakthrough, that slam win meant to him.
Yeah, he's. I got a pick on this one here.
I agree.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Good throw, Matty. I think that was away. I think that was away. I think you're good.
I think you kind of want to be like ideal is just nibbling the forfeit, because if you're top 8, he does have right swoops, right? Here?
But the emotion that Matt Dunstone showed with that slam win, it really shows you how difficult it is to win a slam. You've seen many of the same teams winning slams over the years.
Ideal is probably just nibbling forefoot. Like, obviously, better to be a hair higher than it is to be deeper, but ideal is nibbling forefoot. Weight's the same when that dropped 2 months ago. And I was... Probably top 8 out of my hand on that one.
And I think this is no game easier, so if you want to freeze him, like if he's top button on the interior, freeze him.
It's the way it is, and that's okay, because the pressure of winning a Worlds and a national championship cannot be replicated on weekend events playing on the tour at the same time too. So, it's just for the players, when they win one of those events, it's something Nicholas Sabine said too, that he didn't feel like he arrived until he won his first Grand Slam.
Perfect.
And that is where now he finally, beat the best in the world. Whereas he knows how to go play championship curling, and he needs to beat the handful of teams that are among the best in the world, and he learns how to win under those conditions. So it's interesting. And now what's happened is Matt Dunstone grew up watching the Grand Slams, dreaming of playing and winning a Grand Slam someday, because that's the TV events he watched. So it's fun to see that emotion come out. I remember Mike McEwen winning his first 2, and it was much the same kind of reaction from Mike as a younger player too.
I think he'll be close to that.
Well, Karsten Sturmay with his first skip stone, he puts it into the top of the forefoot. There was an unfortunate pick on Matt Dunstone's first. That's what created the double center guard, and now I think Dunstone trying to draw behind the Yellowstone, try to set shot rock on the back of the button or the side of the button.
Yeah, with where that one is buried, it's almost that case. It is a guard, and if you can get around it, it's going to be hard for Sturmay to make a play, especially with it being over buried around both of those center guards.
T-line.
Well, important stone here for Matt Dunstone. His last of the fourth end without last stone in a 2-2 tied game. Looking to sit shot stone. Maybe on the back of the button, back of the forefoot. See Dustin trying to carve it in. It's still exposed, I think.
Yeah, about half probably buried from the hack, meaning that you could hit nose with this with any kind of soft weight you wanted to.
Yeah, that guard won't come into play whatsoever.
Get to. Is that good for like that kind of backline-ish weight? Backline-ish weight?
Here we go, final stone of the fourth end. Karsten Sturmay looking for a quiet tap, quiet takeout. Sticking the rings for 2 points.
Hard! You got it!
They're going to get by the yellow.
Hard!
And they do. Good sweeping there to hold that line. A little bit of a panic, but they got it there. So Team Sturmay picks up their 2 points to take the lead 4-2 halfway through the game.
Welcome to saying yes. Welcome to possibility. To a future where it's not either or, but yes and. Welcome to the kind of thinking that changes with your life. Priorities, goals, even the unexpected. Welcome to a plan that isn't set in stone. Welcome to shaking things up, to proactive thinking. Welcome to a plan that's so flexible, it's alive. Welcome to the IG Living Plan, where you can see your whole financial picture synchronized by your IG Wealth Management consultant. Welcome to a team that sticks with you through the changes ahead. Welcome to choices, options, and providing you with more than one solution. Welcome to foresight, rethinking things, and finding scenarios that work for you. At IG, we share all the changes in your life. We're there with you through the challenges and the successes. Because the real wealth in life is being able to embrace more of life's possibilities. Welcome to a new way to see wealth. IG Wealth Management. Welcome change.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be part of your community. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit SaskTel.com/sponsorships.
Line's good. Good line. Little deep. Yeah, real good. That's good.
Nice shot, Deuce. Atta boy. Great shot, Deuce. Great shot, Deuce.
We are back for the second half of the game between Team Dunstone and Team Sturmay. It was 2 points for Team Sturmay in the fourth end, and they lead 4-2. Team Dunstone with last stone advantage here in the fifth end, joined by the statsman Jerry Gertz from the beautiful Swift Current Curling Club.
Trying to figure out where that score is pulling from.
There we go.
Always fun. There we go. They're 4-2.
It's magic. The magic of
talk about,
live
the stats.
broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. With live broadcast, but with the stats, we've got a wealth of information we can pull into the show, and that's the awesome connection that I really like with Curling Zone and being able to build this out. Is the lineups that just popped in on the side of the screen there? That's all automated. The guys loop stuff like that into the show, and it pulls from the website. It pulls from the event content, and all of a sudden now we wrap this in real tight, and we could show you anything from the website on a graphic if we just build it.
We can also pull in your picture, Jerry, into the graphic.
Yeah, let's not do that for now. I'm sitting on my bed commentating from London, Ontario right now. You yourself in Toronto. We've got John Benton helping produce and direct from Minnesota. And of course, Rich Harmer has been instrumental in helping get a lot of the server stuff and the technology stuff up, and he's currently living in Thailand. So
not bad. Easy.
it is the new way of doing things, and it's so much fun to put this all together.
Late night in Thailand, so thanks very much for staying up late. And of course, all our viewers from Canada, US, and around the world. See someone watching from Manitoulin Island. Well, fifth end here, Team Dunstone, a little bit unfortunate in the last end. Matt's second last stone pick left up a double center guard. Team Sturmay went around once. Dunstone couldn't get one buried, and quiet tap by Karsten. They got 2 points and take a 4-2 lead into the second half of the game.
Yeah, it's frustrating when something like that affects you, that's not under your control, and gets in the way. But you know what? You have to bounce back from it. Those are the things that happen, and that's why Kirk Myers is so good to this team. He was the rah-rah guy between ends, talking to these guys, getting them back in the game, forget what happened and move forward. He's been a huge addition to this team. I think this is something that was sort of quiet as it was done in 2020. They did a little promo about it. You saw a bit of Kirk playing with Dunstone during the bubble games. But I think this is going to be a piece that's going to really help Matt continue to improve as well.
Yeah, you talked about it. Kirk really brings that positivity to this team. Also a great spokesperson for their sponsors when you see their social media.
I knew I was pretty.
Yeah, he's really good at that part of the game too, the marketing side of things. He runs a lot of the social media in the past for his team. I know as they've gotten to the point now, they've brought in Dustin McCouche to do the social media for them, and there's just too much responsibility in playing now, especially when you need somebody doing this stuff during games and during tournaments. But he knows what he's doing with sponsors and reaching out, and has that plan all sorted out for the team. And yeah, a really important piece of the team is the off the ice jobs too. Like there's all kinds of stuff that these teams need to do to get to this point. It's kind of like the iceberg. What you see right here on the broadcast is the 10% that stays above water.
And Team Dunstone, they've been on the ice a few times already this season, had some good results. Third place at the Stu Sells Oakville Tankard. And of course, they did qualify through the Canadian Curling Trials Direct Entry event. That was just last week, right?
Yeah.
Again, you can make something like this too and spill in. If you just touch it. So
let's do it.
I think you need to throw a pound more. Same weight's good. Same weight.
Yeah, I agree.
Clean it. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Whoa. 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 Off. Off.
It's all good. Thank you, Mike. I didn't realize there was a second. You know what? I'm using this stupid paper clip. If that doesn't work, just try to tuck it somewhere. It's not back.
It's crazy how different that goes. I think so. Because I was probably like this much tighter.
Tight guard. Try to get fully buried.
Yeah, that's a good.
I think, what turn do you see? I think you got to go with the out turn. What? Sorry, I can't hear you. Sure? Yeah, no, if you're at 2-3, it's perfect.
Probably got a double peel now. Unless you go half on it and then play a run through. We got to play the draw, intern draw. Is it 14 and a half?
Line's good. Tight. Whoa. Tight line. Whoa. Yes. Yes. Whoa. Finish. Curl, 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 curl. Great shot.
Top button.
14 and a half, Mosk? I think so. Yeah, I think that'll be really cool.
Red line. Go ahead.
Gotta go here.
Go ahead. Line's real good.
And
stymied at the provincial level by Jeff Stoughton.
And, there you get into a curler who had all the experience in that event. And I don't think McEwen was the favorite to come out of Manitoba more than a couple years in those years because of Stoughton. Because Stoughton was still in the top 5 or so in the world, and there's not that much difference. And if only one of those teams got to go through, which unfortunately for Mike was never him for a significant amount of time, it made them hard to develop as a team. And I would suggest that Mike McEwen as the curler is almost plateaued to a degree.
Like your best shot is
when you look at where they were, ranking number 1 year after year after year, to the point now where they're around top 10 in the world, it's not what you'd have expected out of Mike McEwen from his development 10 years ago.
Yes, certainly through those 3, 4, 5 years, it looked like Mike McEwen was on the verge of breaking out, but just couldn't get over that hump in Manitoba and making it to the Brier and the big stage. Look, Jerry, how much of an advantage do some of the international teams have?
It's whatever you see better. The best, slightly better leave is a tougher shot. It's a tougher shot.
I could see that too.
Go tight. Right, bud. Get a few in there and give him a few in there and give him a double or the slip double or the other one.
And had McEwen been going year after year after year, like Jacobs can out of has out of Northern Ontario, like Gushu has out of Newfoundland and Labrador, that it's the reps. The more rocks you throw on that opportunity, the better you are for it. And so that is the challenge we get with some of these provincial setups and everything.
No, you don't want this. No, you don't want this in the house. Perfect. Great shot.
Back line.
And you could say maybe a little bit of the same thing in Ontario with John Epping having been in the shadow of Glenn Howard for many, many years.
Yeah, yeah, you get that too. John Epping didn't make it to the Brier until he was, I have to make sure I'm right on this, in his 30s?
I'm pretty sure you're correct there, yep.
Like, in most major sports, you hit 30, the downhill of your career starts.
Forward weight. I like that.
And, you know, we've always said curling, you know, beats that and trumps that. But is that actually true, or is that just because our system, you know, sort of forces that? Because you look at the international teams, Bruce Mowat is 27. Might be the best team in the world right now. Arguably the best team in the world.
Definitely one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
No question.
You know, you look at the young teams that follow up behind them, you know, Ross White out of Scotland is going to be something special. Already darn good, but that's, you know, you could very well see a number 1, number 2 Scottish tandem by the end of the year.
Yeah, and if people don't recognize Ross White, silver medalist at the World Juniors in 2018, and he's putting up some very good results on the World Curling Tour.
So, you know, the youth and the development of these young teams is really the thing that that is important to the sport, and that's the piece that I see was the major problem around that needed to be solved out of last year's discussions. Some groups want to solve it by just taking the top, you know, CTRS teams and sending them to a national championship. Some want to get rid of all of those CTRS spots and turn it back into a true play out of your province event. Neither of those are really truly the solution at the end of the day. And I think a hybrid, you know, solution is sort of forming itself as we go. You know, it's definitely important that we have the pathways through the provinces for what curling is in Canada too.
You're a little heavy right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. There's no easy solution in Canada to solve kind of the national championship and who you're going to send to the Worlds, but it does look like a hybrid solution, maybe the best solution we've got right now. This is a messy looking end here, Jerry. Lots of rocks out in front. Another guard now being played by Team Sturmay. I believe they do have shot stone on the back of the forefoot. Team Dunstone with the hammer. Have to try to find a way to get to the button or remove that Sturmay rock that's buried on the tee line, side of the button.
You hit this one, you should have both of the runs, right? So
I think you probably have to open something up, but I'm not sure which one you open up, Jerry.
Hit and roll that yellow one on, and then we got 2 runs for 4. Yeah, okay, I'm a little more scared now.
Definitely complicated right now.
Yeah, you're probably right. Probably couldn't get shot unless you were like a quarter or half.
Yeah, that red stone acting as a guard on that yellow rock and actually getting in the way of some of the runbacks too. Look here at the Swift Current Curling Club, home of SaskTel Curling Stadium, Swift Current.
Kind of weight you thinking, Matty? Board?
Some Dunstone fans up behind the glass there.
It's nice to see fans in a curling club.
Yeah, it's certainly been some challenges lately with having to adjust the guidelines and everything going on, but I know we're just trying to figure out how the world is going to move forward and open up, and you know, we just have to adjust as we go at this point.
Yeah, my first official league game at my home club starting next week, and of course I'll have to adapt to the new guidelines on how we move about the club and the safety precautions we got
It appears we get to do this again going forward. So it's the future looks good.
All right, Matt Dunstone making a play through the port, I think.
This is it was an intriguing setup shot. He was trying to remove the rock that was in his way to the run back, and then leave that shooter somewhere on the edge. Like he makes he gets through, he hits that rock, he rolls into the rings. He very likely rolls into a position where he's open on the other side to run it in on a thin slash, or possibly hit and roll off of it. But then that red guard or that yellow guard would have both been opened up to make the hit too. So he would have created 2 shots for himself while potentially putting another counter into the rings.
There's also a world where
But he didn't quite make it through the port, so now an opportunity to try to really close it off here.
And I think the worst part for this is he rubbed. He didn't actually move anything out of the way. That was a problem as another guard either.
Yeah, that guard is still there. And would you be tempted to try to go in and sit 1-2 here, Jerry? Find a way to sit first and second shot?
I don't know where. Like, you could try and get in, but that might be more difficult than anything. I think Sturmay is going to throw the high guard here on the out-turn side for him. In-turn on this shot, obviously. So he's going across the ring, across the center line.
Ball, this one sliding.
Just pass the point. Don't cue it. Just pass the point.
Sit. It's probably there, eh? I think it's damn near on the nose.
So they're protecting the angle run back.
It makes it a little bit harder. But the same shot should still be there.
Would have liked a little more separation between that guard and the redstone.
Yeah, it adds a little bit more perfection. You have to be a hair more perfect on this shot. Well, you have to be pretty perfect already. That guard takes a little bit of it away, but if you're ever, another stone higher even, that just adds to the difficulty of it even more. Just knowing where to line it up is really the challenge on this one.
I think it will too.
Well, opportunity for a 3 if they can make this.
Like in between that almost. I think it's middle off.
Nose looks pretty close, Jerry. Maybe a little bit on the high side.
Millimeter high.
A few ends ago.
Take your time. Let's go get her.
It's not queued up like it's queued up for it.
Yeah, straight nose, I think, goes onto the red, eh? Or does it go by?
Just an inch for my eye. Just an inch for my eye. Just an inch for my eye.
Leave him a tough shot. I think that's a good shot. Yeah. He probably will.
Here it is, last stone, the 5th end. Matt Dunstone looking to make a double angle run back. Try to stick it for 3. Yellow onto red, just a little bit tight on the line, I think.
Throw, Matty. Throw, buddy. Throw, buddy.
And it's a steal of 1 for Team Sturmay, and they extend their lead 5-2 after 5 ends of play.
I can't stop thinking about something.
What's on your mind?
What if we sold the house in the city and moved up here?
Good thinking, but what if, say, the market drops or one of us gets sick?
Or what if we outlive our savings?
That's a good point.
Let's get on a call with Maya and find out.
Of course, these are complex questions. But the great thing is, we can explore your different scenarios in your personalized IG living plan. Let's look at this together. We can make this work for you. You can see the impact on your current net worth this scenario compared to your current path.
Is there a way we can help our children with their first home?
How do we begin to plan for the possibility of grandchildren?
Now we're really getting to see how this plan adapts to life's changes.
This is all making sense.
And remember, you can access these same views and monitor your progress whenever you wish.
Thanks, Maya. This plan makes it clear what we need to do.
IG Wealth Management introduces the next generation of financial planning, so that the what-ifs won't feel so much like what-ifs anymore.
With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will. To apply for sponsorship, visit SaskTel.com/sponsorships.
Copy, top four. Copy. Hard. You're getting into the slower stuff now. Hard. Push. Hard, boys. Hard. Get 8 foot row. Push. Great sweep. Hard. 15-1. Great sweep. Really nice. That's really good. 15-1. Yep. Nice shot, bud. 15-1 there. Little heavy deuce.
Well, we're back for the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown, the Swift Current, Saskatchewan. Into the 6th end now. Karsten Sturmay leading Matt Dunstone 5-2. Team Dunstone with last stone advantage. Important game for both teams. This is a B-side final, so the winner will move into the quarterfinals. The loser will drop to the C side of this triple knockout event. Jerry Gertz with me in the booth.
Oh, sorry there, Jason. Big game because the team who loses has to play twice to get into the playoffs. We're winning here will get your spot. So
Small tap.
long road if you can't get through this one.
And with the Curling Stadium platform we're streaming from, you can watch every single game that's being played at the Swift Current Curling Club. We've got cameras above every sheet, full HD, pan, tilt, zoom, and of course a great crew operating those cameras, mixing in the audio. Thanks for everybody who's joining us wherever you might be. I know we've been having a few hiccups along the way, but this is how we learn and make the broadcast better and better.
Yeah, a bit of a new setup this morning as we adjusted some things after yesterday. Taking some of what we learned and put it into place, and now we're just trying to figure out the specs and the settings on how best to do it. So it's coming. They, we keep putting the plugs into the right spots and the windows into the right spots.
Jerry, as long as you make me and you sound good, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they're doing as good as they can at this point with that. And I know we've got some echo on some of the mics and a few things going on right now, but they're working furiously behind the scenes right now.
As I mentioned, this is a B-side final, and Sturmay leading Dunstone 5-2, but we do have 2 other games that are B-side finals alongside this one. Yuta Matsumura, Pat Simmons, they're deadlocked at 3 apiece. As well as Colton Flash, having just stole 2 in the 5th end, leads Soo-Hyuk Kim 7-4. And Jerry, if someone wants to watch those other streams, where will they go to find it?
So we've got the games all linked up on Curling Zone's front scoreboard. If you just click on the little play button there, it'll open up into the game, link directly to it. If you don't see anything up there, or you think there should be curling, you can always jump onto our YouTube channel. Just search in Google, YouTube Curling Zone. Curling Zone is one word. It'll bring you right into our channel, or if it's youtube.com/Curling Zone. All the games go live there immediately once they start. We just need to get them into our
Stop
system.
being
So,
shit, get around.
For sure.
you can watch any sheet. We've got 4 games going on right now. Jump in and watch any sheet. You can load them all up at once if you really wanted.
Getting close.
Yeah, put it on your big screen, right?
Absolutely.
Windows.
Yeah, the easiest way is on your smart TV. Just go to your YouTube channel on there and search Curling Zone.
And of course, give us a like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Shot in.
Tweet, post it onto Facebook. Get the word out there.
One of the fun things that we're doing this week is you'll see that on Curling Zone, games both in Korean and in Japanese, as they've been picking up the coverage and creating their own broadcasts as well. And you know what? It's been fun to help support growth of curling in other countries, and Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi has been absolutely killing it with his broadcast.
Yeah, many of you will know Tsuyoshi not only for his great curling career. Of course, he was the teammate of Morozumi, who went to the previous Olympics, now skips his own team. It's a bit of a Twitter sensation as well.
Absolutely.
Quite the character.
Yeah,
and
colorful character. Yama, as he's called.
Yama-san, and of course he was in a previous Men of Curling calendar as well.
Yes, he was. Yeah, very very fun. And when you look at the opportunity in Japan, Yama was putting pictures on the wall and commentating for the Japanese Olympic crowd. During the World Championships that were held in the spring, he was taking the shot-by-shot cutouts and commentating games with them and getting huge audiences for it. And so, you know, the interest in countries like Japan and Korea is amazing, and this is the type of technology we can utilize to help that grow at the same time too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, curling is just booming in Japan and in Korea, thanks in large part to the Olympic Games. And of course, the success the teams have had in those Olympic Games. Olympic silver for the Korean women.
Shoot this into here.
Olympic bronze for the Japanese women. Satsuki Fujisawa. And of course, there's a number of really good teams on the men's and ladies side between Korea and Japan competing on the World Curling Tour, and we see them in North America and in our slams as well.
It was not very hard. It was not very hard. They just don't seem to be gliding quite as much, eh?
Well, Team Dunstone down by 3. They do have last rock here in the 6th, but no corner guard now to work with, Jerry. What do they need to do to generate some offense with this situation?
So we didn't plant right because I threw it 7-9.
Looks like hit and roll to try and Oreo between the two yellows is the call here. If they can do something like that, Sturmay may just hit the open redstone, and then Dunstone may be able to make a hit and roll to spread the play out a little bit here. Looks like this is... Well, he's tapping the top one. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good shot too here. Move that one behind the tee line.
Try to create a bit of a wall there behind the tee line.
Yeah. Yeah, create a pocket behind the tee line. Sturmay's going to rip this one out.
Just a little bit. Good throw.
Medium.
Nice shot. I think you
would be nice. You roll out, but
the question is here is whether he's trying to keep the shooter or not, and that might be bad to actually keep the shooter.
Too many of your own rocks in the rings. 3-point lead. I think you might be right. You may not need more of your own rocks in the rings.
Like this stone right now is a fairly straightforward removal, so I think, you know, you got...
Sorry, Tristan. Good throw.
Love it. Throw. Go, bud.
And they do hit and roll out.
Yep, I agree.
You see an intern again?
Yeah.
Now that Dunstone rock that you can see just in the top 12 side of the 12, that is biting the rings, so that can come into play here, and I think that's what Matt Dunstone was hoping for, to try to bring that biter into play to score his multiple points here.
Heavy hack.
Just clean.
Yeah, heavy hack. Heavy hack.
Never, never, ever. Yep. Oh.
Nice shot.
Hey, Moss.
Good shot. Good shot, Moss. Good throw. A little bit.
That's probably the better leave unless you want to try to
I
stick
don't-
that, but that's
they weren't frozen.
No.
Good throw,
Do
bud.
we throw it medium or do we throw it to release the shoot?
Yeah, I think it's really hard to save the shoot.
Yeah.
Probably throw medium. You hit 3/4 of the rock and you might stick both.
On that are on the B-side finals, but we do have a C-side match right now.
Hit anywhere from
Jason Jacobson, Michael Kars. Jacobson leading 4-3, so that's on the C side.
Furman just try to jam it right there.
What's the weight?
Firm. That's looks pretty close for Firm, eh? Yeah.
And already
Trying to hit
into
a
the
thin half or
quarterfinals.
Half rocket.
Team Jacobs, Team Hartung, and Team Tardy. So one of these two teams will join those three teams into the quarterfinals.
Yes! Yes! Clean! Yes!
Shot throw on top and
Good for now. You know this
Thank you.
better. Seeing half, edge of 4. On it third with half.
Thank you.
And now here's your opportunity for Dunstone.
Yeah.
Do you need to play the double now, or do you have to wait one more stone here?
Board right there.
Just hit and roll?
I think
That was a tough one.
If you hit and roll,
You never want to
the question becomes what is Sturmay going to do? And so the worst case here, Sturmay can't give up 3. And so, if Dunstone makes a good shot, he's just going to hit the open one and get rid of one. So for Dunstone, you don't want to give away your 2. You're guaranteed 2 essentially, without trying too hard for 3.
you can hit a quarter and go into
Yeah.
Board weight.
So with that, making the double here, Sturmay may have a shot at the double. You got to make sure you don't give Sturmay an easy double.
At this level, that's what you need, right?
Anything to make sure that you keep your guaranteed boost here is key.
Pretty tough. Pretty tough.
As you said, with the score line, Sturmay up by 3. He's going to try to do everything he can to prevent giving up a 3 here. So if he's ever faced with a difficult situation, he can always hit the open shot and concede 2 points. Matt Dunstone does elect to play the hit and a little bit of a roll. Maybe didn't roll quite as far as he wanted to.
Nice shot.
It appears there really isn't. Yeah.
Good throw, Matty. Nice weight.
Now the challenge with that shot, of course, is that with a good roll back, Sturmay can actually get the force.
Yeah, I think you ideally want to.
So that's for Dunstone. That's unfortunate. Bit of a miss there, where they didn't roll far enough at all.
That was just great. A hair roll your way is fine.
Easy.
I think that's pretty close for ice, eh?
Even a nose hit here is pretty good. That the double is going to be tough to hold the shooter.
Yeah, you'd have to hit it on the left side as we see it here, and your shooter will be rolling away from the rings.
Yeah. So, that's a scenario where they could have played the 3 and angled the double onto the other yellow. Dunstone was trying to make the hit and roll in front of the other yellow stone, which then, if he gets anywhere close to in front of that stone, Sturmay is likely just going to hit the top red one and give him 2.
Just like you called it, nose hit.
That one did kick a little bit to the inside, though.
Makes it a little bit easier to stick around for the double.
Well, it makes it possible. I wouldn't. Maybe possible. They know the spot, apparently, so they're pretty happy with it. Throw the right weight here. Make that double. The Eddie Wernick special right here. Hack weight double.
Matt Dunstone, final stone in the 6th then, trying to get his 2 and get back into this game. Looking for a quiet weight double. Hold the shooter. A bit on the high side. And looks like it's going to be a steal of 1. And after 6 ends of play,
Do we need a rest?
6-2.
Or do you want to play?
I think it's like this is.
I think we yeah.
So that's
Good
it.
game, boys. Good luck, guys.
Dunstone considering the road ahead with 2 more games to play to have to qualify, and trying to come back from a 4-point deficit against a team as good as Sturmay is going to be difficult. So Karsten Sturmay into the quarterfinals here at the IG Wealth Management Western Showdown.
We weren't going to
Heck of a game by this young team, eh, Jason?
Yeah, they played very well. Dunstone seemed to just be a little bit off on his last stones, an inch here or there, and I think that was the difference throughout this game.
We'll be back after a short commercial break just to set up the next games and send you off to the other sheets. Here you go.
I can't stop thinking about something.
What's on your mind?
What if we sold the house in the city and moved up here?
Good thinking, but what if, say, the market drops or one of us gets sick?
Or what if we outlive our savings?
That's a good point. Let's get on a call with Maya and find out.
Of course, these are complex questions. But the great thing is, we can explore your different scenarios in your personalized IG living plan. Let's look at this together. We can make this work for you. You can see the impact on your current net worth this scenario compared to your current path.
Is there a way we can help our children with their first home?
How do we begin to plan for the possibility of grandchildren?
Now we're really getting to see how this plan adapts to life's changes.
This is all making sense.
And remember, you can access these same views and monitor your progress whenever you wish.
Thanks, Maya. This plan makes it clear what we need to do.
IG Wealth Management introduces the next generation of financial planning, so that the what-ifs won't feel so much like what-ifs anymore.
Get your tickets now at curling.ca.
Saskatchewan, you know SaskTel because we're everywhere. Because being everywhere keeps us connected to you. You are what matters most. With SaskTel sponsorships, we get to be a part of your community. From the dance competitions, to the rodeos, to helping discover and embrace technology across the province. We're here with you, and we're here for you. It's easy to get started. All you need to do is apply. Every year, SaskTel contributes nearly $3 million to approximately 1,000 nonprofits, charities, associations, and events in more than 200 communities across Saskatchewan. So keep dancing, keep laughing, keep discovering, and we'll be there to help, to lend a hand, and join in the fun. SaskTel cares. Always has, always will, because we are dedicated to our home. To apply for sponsorship, visit sastel.com/sponsorships.
At IG Wealth Management, we are focused on comprehensive financial planning, and investments are a critical component. Our goal is to maximize risk-adjusted returns for our clients over the long term. We strive to select the world's best asset managers to actively manage our funds, optimize diversification, and integrate sustainable investing principles. Our clients are increasingly seeking investment solutions that align with their values and long-term goals without sacrificing returns. Investing sustainably helps us achieve this. We define sustainable investing as an investment approach that combines environmental, social, and governance factors with traditional financial analysis and active ownership. Our approach is grounded in a disciplined asset manager selection and monitoring process. We only employ asset managers who share our 5 guiding principles. As active owners, our asset managers encourage companies to improve their ESG performance. Assessing material ESG factors isn't just the right thing to do for the world around us. It also makes good investment sense because it considers which companies are less risky and best positioned to grow. For example, we can avoid companies with negative environmental risks while favoring those bringing a positive impact. When assessing social factors, companies that treat their employees, communities, and supply chain partners well typically perform better. Diverse boards and greater accountability tend to demonstrate good governance and better decision-making. Sustainable investing also doesn't mean sacrificing returns. In fact, companies with strong ESG practices have either met or outperformed traditional investments. In partnering with world-leading asset managers, we will continue to provide exclusive investment solutions to our clients. Our continuous oversight process provides the peace of mind, knowing that as your life evolves and markets shift, your IG Wealth Management consultant can proactively rebalance your portfolio. By investing sustainably, we remain committed to driving positive change in your wealth and the world, now and for future generations. For more information, please speak with your IG Wealth Management consultant.
Imagine being able to stream every curling game from every sheet from any event, be it your Wednesday league game, bonspiel, or corporate event. Curling Stadium offers an all-inclusive streaming solution featuring high-quality cameras, ease of use, great reliability, and minimal installation. Offering your sponsors customizable ad space on your streamed curling games and being able to sell video packages to your corporate events for increased revenue. With Curling Stadium, you can stream to any device, be it your mobile phone, tablet, or computer. Push the feed to your desired platform, be it Facebook, YouTube, or any other social media. Curling Stadium is simply the way forward. Where it's commonplace in other sports to televise every game, we want to do the same. Curling is a global sport, and it's time it gets the coverage it needs. Make your curling club the next Curling Stadium.